Hello and welcome to the Won't He Do It Birthday Bash. I am excited to have you here with me. We are here to celebrate because today is actually my new birthday. And I am excited to share with you what that means to me. And this is an audience participation activity. So, and I see we already have comments in the YouTube live. Yes, be sure to comment because if you comment, you become eligible to win a giveaway. Now, I am going to do a disclaimer because I get to be the birthday girl and tech support. So we're about to have some fun today and a lot of laughter. So let us get started. I am excited to celebrate the birthday of my professional identity as a certified speaker, coach, and trainer. Now, as with any birth, my story, of course, started with conception. Now, let me start by saying I am a woman of faith. And so every year I go on a spiritual retreat and I capture in a vision board the downloads that God gives me. Now, as you can see, God gave me many things at the beginning of 2021. The two things that were a total mystery to me were the words expansion and commercial. I had no idea what these meant, but I knew confidently that God spoke them to my spirit. And so my new birth, as I call it, occurred on July the 7th, 2021. Now, prior to that date, I had years of experience operating as a speaker, coach, and a trainer. But on July the 7th, I was born into my professional identity as a John Maxwell certified speaker, coach, and trainer. And so I expanded into the commercial market of lending my services to corporations, faith-based organizations, and small businesses. Now, the name of this celebration is Won't He Do It? In the faith-based world, we have a concept that we call spiritual gifts. Now, I knew that some of my spiritual gifts included connecting, leading, and administration. And so I began using these gifts to build relationships with people and organizations. And as I connected with organizations, families, entrepreneurs, forward-thinking professionals, they began to seek more intensive services. Now, again, I'm a woman of faith, and there is a scripture that states, your gifts will make room for you. And so one of the things I celebrate at the pinnacle of my journey has included this opportunity to speak before thousands and sharing a story of what can happen when you allow God to use you to meet people where they are. And so part of my company culture is to be intentional every month about being available to meet people where they are at absolutely no cost. This is my way year round of giving back and acknowledging that all that I have accomplished has been freely given to me by the grace of God. I had to pop back between the tech to make sure that I didn't have to fire my tech team. But I think we did okay with that. I think we did okay with that. And so now I have the opportunity to bring on stage our master of ceremony for this event, my colleague, my friend, my brother in Christ, Eric Regan. And please allow me to properly introduce my brother. So, with an entrepreneurial servant heart, Eric loves serving and encouraging others in their work. He's the founder of an internationally prominent branding agency called Focus Lab, where he is primarily focused on making the agency an incredible place to work. How about that? In addition to this 12-year-old business, Eric is launching another business called Built on Purpose. What a phenomenal name. Where he's focused on unlocking the potential in leaders in the remote work world. He has a particular passion for helping go-getters learn how to rest as intentionally as they work, which often comes in the form of executive coaching for individuals and teams. So through Built on Purpose, Eric aims to donate $5 million over 10 years to nonprofits in the Savannah, Georgia area, where he was born, raised, and still lives with his family. Can you understand why we want him as the master of ceremony for this Won't He Do It? Birthday bash. Eric.
Oh, it's so good to be here. Thank you for Sonia for this just invitation, this opportunity. I'm excited to celebrate with you and to celebrate you. So thank you for this chance. It's great to be with everyone here today. I'm looking forward to emceeing this and passing the mic around. As our speakers are going to join, if each of you could just hit that mute button for me as we get going, I'll pass around that mic and introduce, give you a chance to talk about yourselves and for Sonia's work and just what it's done in your worlds and your lives. But first, a quick reminder that if you are joining us live on YouTube, if you drop a comment in here as we go, you are entered in to win something. There's a drawing coming up. So don't forget to comment, add some questions or some thoughts as you hear from these wonderful folks today. But I'm just looking forward to doing this. So we've got 4 wonderful people who are also part of Sonia's lives. And before I introduce anyone or pass the mic, I just got to say, when she talked about her opportunity to speak in front of thousands, I was one of the thousands. I was one of the people who had the opportunity to just hear her from the stage, and being somewhat of another Maxwell team member, if you will. I also had an interesting view into hearing her prepare for that speech. So it's been not only an opportunity and gift to know Sonia and see some of her work on a stage, but also see her develop the work. And it's just good to get inspiration from seeing others around you grow and develop in what they do. And I've had the chance to see that even in the brief amount of time that I've been able to know Sonia. So I'm looking forward to what we're going to do today. I got to say, our time, as always, is limited. So what we're going to try and do to the best of our ability is steward that time well and to honor Sonia as well and share some, not all, but some of the wonderful things that we've been able to glean from her and just experience around us because of our time with her. So I'm going to start by passing the microphone over to someone specific. But who we have with us today, we have Nikki Ward, Ronald Miller, we've got Haniqua Brown, Darius Elder. Each of you will take some time to just share with us and with this audience some things that you have benefited from, whether it's simply her presence or Sonia's work with you, and maybe not even just with you directly, but maybe some of you have even seen her work with you trickle into other areas of your work and lives, people that you've been able to impact because of something that she shared with you. So I would love to just start by passing the mic over to Miss Nikki Ward. If you would, why don't you start us off celebrating Sonia? Just share some of what she's been able to do with you and what you've been able to benefit as she stewards these gifts that God has given her.
Yeah, well, first, thank you for having me and happy birthday, Sonia. I'm so pleased to be here. I met Sonia as a member of the John Maxwell leadership team as well. And I'm a coach and trainer, but every coach needs a coach. And for Sonia, just being in her presence charges me up. She charges me up because I'm a person who has to encourage myself in the Lord pretty regularly. But as soon as I get in Versonia's presence, she charges me, and I feel like, let's go. She just makes me feel like I can do it. And that's just so important, to have a light in your life.
Oh, that's so good. I've benefited from that light, even in just the passing in a hallway at that event was wonderful, and a gift that I don't have time to describe. So thank you for sharing that. All right, well, why don't we go to Ronald Miller, Mr. Reverend over here? Let's hear from you a little bit about your time with Sonia and just some things that you'd like to share with us. And as you do, let's make sure we unmute. I think you're still muted. Just a heads up.
There it is. Hey guys, hello. My name is Reverend Miller, Ron Miller. I'm pastor of Pleasant Grove AME Zion Church. And we have a morning manna series that we do every single morning. No, I'm sorry, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have been doing it now for about 3 years. I did not know that V was a part of that community. She kind of got on one morning. She was invited. She's been there ever since. And when I tell you, this woman of God, she has blessed my life, and she's blessed the lives of people all over the country that log in. I had her to come on and speak, and she's a phenomenal sister. And if you know her, you can't know her without loving her. As a pastor, it's hard for us to find opportunities for people to pour into us, but I trust her to do that. And you got to know, she's the kind of person that when she tells you something, she punches you right in the throat. She doesn't hold punches. She tells you what it is, the way it is, and it's up to you to receive that. And it's always coming from a good place. And she's never ministered to me that I didn't grow. Every time she's ministered, I have grown tremendously in my ministry and business and other areas. So God bless you. We love you so much, girl. And you are a gift. You hear me? A gift to this world. God bless you, V. Love you much.
I love the visualization of the throat punch. A good coach, they're not going to hold them. That you got to learn through those things. And I also love this just comment from Letitia. Charges me up, Versonia. You would do that to me as well. The epitome of charges me up. I haven't thought of it that way, but that fits perfectly with just my experience with you both in person, but even virtually. I get charged up by you over a call or over Zoom. It's just that's a unique gift right there. Well, how about now? Let's head over to Haniqua Brown. Why don't you share with us a little bit, Haniqua, about your time with Sonia and just some of the work that you can celebrate together with us.
Okay, so Miss Sonia was my coach. I was transitioning from being a pre-K teacher to trying to step into a role of being director. And basically, the main thing I have going through my head every day is that you're a sprinter, Nikki. Sprint. Don't do long distance. I am a D style, and I've learned about my personality style, and I always would discourage myself on my strengths. Oh, you think about something too fast. You always go straight to the solution or the end of the problem instead of just working the steps to get there. And Versailles just taught me how to slow myself down and work on my strengths. I'm a sprinter. I need to do things in small sprints. I don't need to go and look at the end 10 years net from now. I need to look at what's going on right now in front of me, focus on that, excel at it, and then I'll be able to move on. And that was one of the things that I always, every day, I go over that with my staff. And I always tell them, hey, work on your strengths. Whatever your strength is, make sure you feed that. And whatever your weakness is, make sure you have the person next to you who is the best partner for you, who can support those weaknesses and make them a strength at one point. So those were the main things that I go over every day with my staff. I'm a sprinter. Make sure I play on my strengths and not my weaknesses.
Oh, that's so good. And it's it's one thing to be a coach to others or a leader to others, but we always need someone on the outside of us. And multiple people have already spoken to that. And we need someone, even if we call them a coach or something different, to speak into us, to call out those details about our lives that maybe we're missing when we're deep in the thick of something or in the weeds. And I'm already hearing a theme of how Versonia's done that for more than one of you. So why don't we then go to Darius? Darius, why don't you speak a little bit about this experience with Sonia and just the value that she's brought to your life?
Well, first of all, I am so kind of jealous that I hadn't had the opportunity to meet Eric and Nikki, as I see that you're MLTers as well. So hopefully we get to meet this coming August or maybe in March. But man, what can I say about Versonia? Listen, what has not been already stated, but she is the firecracker, the holy agitator. Listen. So I was in an account. I'm accountable to Versonia. We were in an accountability group, and I'll say this: if it were not for Versonia, every month challenging me, Darius, when are you going to start the business? That was one of the first things we said in our accountability group. It was 3 things that we had to list. And number 1 was me starting my business. And so we got down kind of like to the end of that accountability session that I was kind of still dragging my feet. And I was like, I cannot show up to this accountability meeting and tell Versonia that I have not started my business. So that was December of 2021. And I now have my business. I have clients, and it's all because of she was one of those accountability people that kind of just kept the fire lit and kept me motivated. And not only that, she also admits when she is not giving or doing well. She's like, all right, I'm just telling y'all now, I did not have the best week, but she had an action plan behind it. So she lives what she preaches. And even when there are times where she has struggles, she's not afraid to admit it and own up to it. And so I am grateful that she is in my life, and I was there too in March, and how she made the stage, and I'm just glad to be a part of her new birthing season.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I can't help but notice again a theme. And Darius, if you don't mind hitting that mute button as we keep going, one of the things that keeps coming up is the character that comes with the person. It's not necessarily limited to the skill set. When we think about the people who empower us, or the people who unlock things within us, there's a character value that is so critical. And Versonia, I hope you're hearing some of the stuff that's being said right now. There's just so much love to share, and it's this unique combination that I think you need in a coach in particular, where you're going to bring truth. And in this case, you're bringing it with love and grace. And, you think about iron sharpening iron. The idea of iron touching and sharpening iron sounds unpleasant, but the process gets us somewhere, right? And so for Sonia, I'm getting, just even in this brief conversation, a little jealous that I'm talking to people who have been able to work with you, and I haven't actually had to work with you, have a chance to work with you. I've done some accountability stuff with you. I've had a friendship develop. We've been in person a few times. Man, I feel like I need to bring you up now. I feel like I need to find a coach named Versonia. But as we get toward the end of our time together, since it is pretty brief, I want to kind of just in an open mic fashion, invite any of you to share any just word of encouragement to Versonia specifically, just to say, hey, as part of your birthday celebration today, I just want to speak this word of encouragement into you, either that or to an audience, somebody in the audience, to say, hey, if you've been thinking about finding someone, but you're not sure yet, what might you offer a word of encouragement to someone who hasn't taken a step to finding like a coach or someone to come alongside them in their work? So A or B, choose your poison. And we'll let Nikki, why don't you kick us off since you raised that hand there?
Yeah, I just have to say, I've already said how you charge me up, Versonia, but more than that, I trust you. I trust you. When there's somebody that may not be a good fit for me, I know that I can send a client to you and they'll be taken care of. you know, and I'm just thankful that God has put us together, because he always knows what he's doing. And he knew that I needed the support that you give consistently, you know, and I hope I've been able to bless you as sometimes as well. But I just appreciate you. And I'm glad that you accepted the call on your life, you know, because God can tell us some things and we can shy away. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you. And I just want to bless you and thank you.
Amen.
Amen to that. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to say, and I think I said it earlier, you are truly a gift from God to the world in this season. And I believe that it does not yet appear what God is going to use you to do in the lives of people. You stay focused like you are, continue to be who you are, and watch God use you in a mighty way. I'm always here. Every morning I'll call you like I normally do, just to let you know that you've got a friend. And I thank you for all that you've done for me and my ministry and my future. God bless you, girl.
Go ahead, Shaniqua. That was lovely.
So I want to say how contagious her energy can be. You can be going through the worst day ever. You could be so pissed off and ready to go off. And then she gets on the call. Hey, how you doing? And you see those red lips and that big old smile. And it's always red lipstick. I've never seen you with any other color. She is just contagious. Like, her energy is contagious. And it actually encouraged me to get back to my energy in my workplace. Like, I realized that at some point while in my career, especially working with children, that you get pulled down by the world and you're just like, ugh. And even though we didn't go over ministry, we didn't pray, but when I got off the calls with you, literally I would go and talk to my significant other about the things we talked about, how get to God, my goals, doing the 15-minute thing, like every little thing. Even to this day, I still try to go over it daily. Like, you are contagious, and I hope that one day that I can have people say this many great things about me like they are about you, because you have turned a lot of people's world around. I know with me personally, I've even went to a Christian retreat just to get myself back into the word because of talking to you, even though you never prayed with me because I just wasn't ready yet. But you helped me teach myself how to get mentally ready for my growth. And I appreciate you for that.
Oh, I love that. Go ahead, Darius.
All right, goodness, just wonderful echoes here. I just want to say I know a little bit about some of the things that you're doing, and you are extremely busy. I joined MLT in 2020. This is your birth day, meaning a year, and you have done tremendous things within MLT that people are dreaming and wishing they could do. And a lot of times we hear this from a negative standpoint, but I want to say it from a positive standpoint, and that is this: keep that same energy, right? Like you have your hands in a lot of things, but I know 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now, it is going to pay off. I just want to encourage you, keep that same energy, that big smile, that vivacious voice and energy. Keep that same energy, because it's going to pay off. Happy birthday.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I can, the energy is actually one of the few things I was going to contribute here. And when Sonia, when you reached out and invited me to this, I was first off just grateful and humbled that you would think of me for something like this, but also saw it almost as an invitation to something that I know I need to work on, which is to celebrate. That's just something I need to get better at. I need to slow down a little bit and celebrate some things. And I realized I've got a good example over here. And then you called me on Saturday to celebrate in the moment, in real time. And that was a gift to me I didn't know I needed that day. So I just want to just encourage you to keep planting and sowing these seeds, whether it's in something that you would label as work, or whether it's something as simple as a phone call to someone. Just keep planting, keep sowing. And the harvest, oh man, the harvest and the fruit, It's going to be good. So I'm grateful that you're in my world. I'm grateful that you're in this world, and just the work that you're doing and stewarding. So we all thank you for Sonia, and I'll just pass the mic back over to you as we start to wrap some things up. But we're just grateful to celebrate with you together today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love the opportunity that I've had to just be a part of each of your story, and allow me to edify you, and to say that each of these panelists are powerhouses. Each of these panelists are gifted beyond measure. And I would say of each of them, my colleagues, Eric, Nikki, and Darius, they too are John Maxwell certified speaker, coaches, and trainers. And I will have information to their links available on my Facebook. And the harvest is plentiful. By all means, look on the Facebook and then follow them and see what they are up to. Because here is what we get to do as a team. There are some people who I will uniquely be able to serve, but there are other people looking for a Nikki Ward, looking for a Darius Elder, looking for an Eric Regan. And so what I get to do is not try to hoard everything, but this celebration is, won't he do it? So what I get to do is just give God all the glory for the opportunity we have to serve. And Brother Miller, Reverend Miller at Pleasant Grove AME, again, the link to his church is going to be on the website. And even if you are unchurched, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for less than 30 minutes, he will bless your socks off. And all you got to do is dial in while you're in transit. So I'm celebrating all month. My next celebration is going to be on Tuesday of next week. So please feel free to look me up on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and get the information for the next celebration. We are at time. Thank you so much for joining us, and hope to see you next week. Be blessed.